Welcome to the Sports Blog on the Greater STL Sports Network. Art Bowlesy here with you. You could tweet the Greater STL Sports Network at RBowlesyJR. You could tweet me at RBowlesyJR. You could tweet the Greater STL Sports Network at Greater STL. That's sin. Now these are the kind of podcasts where I kind of look at and like, I don't know how much sports I'm going to talk. I'm not going to talk anything local. I'll do that tomorrow. Just because I do everything on this. I try to switch up the shows a little bit. Don't like weird news and hometown rundown, which was like when I did this show once a week. I did them on every show. Just trying to change it up a little bit, and that's why it's called the Greater STL Sports Network. Now, hookers looking and your baby mama is gonna come up somewhere soon. I promise you that. I don't know if it's gonna be a segment. I don't know if it's gonna be a whole podcast. I kind of want to change the name of the podcast when I do these from the sports blog, because sports ain't always that like great. But like Greater STL Sports Network, then I have to change the name of the network, which I kind of got a plan for that. Don't really know if it's a great plan, but it's just something different because it takes some work to do all that, and I'm lazy. But it's just, I just want to switch it up, and I kind of like I did with the music there. Usually I've come in with rap, probably every music intro on every show, and there I changed it up to country. Don't know why. But like in a little inside baseball here, like the original name of this thing was going to be the Sports Blog STL of the whole network, and I was going to try to come up with a bunch of different podcasts, not just me, but a bunch of different people and had working on it. It never panned out that way, but yeah, I kind of want to work that in there somewhere. Like I said the last week, I said I wanted to do it with Facebook and stuff like that, but however I do it. But just I got to get out of my little lazy stage. But you see, I switched it up there with the music, and that was Grandpa's Gone by Aaron Lewis. Don't flag me, YouTube. Which they've been pretty good about that lately. But you see, here I'm in the just don't care about the hat today. Usually I try to hide my $3.99 Walgreens hat. I'm not hiding it. Change the shirt. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about why I changed my shirt. But I kind of liked something they said in the beginning of that song right there, where he said a gun's kind of like a woman. You gotta learn how to work it. And true that. Like the reason I changed this shirt is it's the benefits of not having a girlfriend. Like I actually enjoyed doing something tonight that I didn't think I would enjoy that much, and it had to do with food too, which is, you never know. I could be a freaking foodie. I probably could just do a whole podcast about talking about food, and I would enjoy it. Maybe that's a better way to get sponsored on this show, get some money out of it. Start talking about restaurants, just eating food on the show the whole time. No, like there's cons to not having a girlfriend, but there's benefits. The cons are you become friends with yourself, your dog, and your hand. And you get used to, when you sleep next to somebody, like in my simple thing, like for 10 years I slept next to the same person, got used to it. Now I'm sitting here snuggling up with pillows. You tend to be a little more emotional when you don't have a girlfriend. You see something on a Family Guy you can look at and tear up. Just joking. But, these things get to you. Like, you feel lonely inside almost sometimes. But, like today, I tried to change my shirt because I made a grilled chicken sandwich. Not that I'm trying to eat healthy. I was too lazy to do anything else with it. I kind of sauced it up a little bit, mixed some mayonnaise in with some barbecue sauce, and I just had it dripping everywhere. And I don't know if if you had your girlfriend sitting next to you at that time, would you really want her to see with you just eating a sandwich and not even caring, just all the stuff falling on the sandwich on your shirt? And I usually, don't try to wear these Berkshire shirts, because who really cares? But I don't really try to represent things on here that I don't give a hell about. Why I'm not cussing all of a sudden, I don't know. But it's kind of a benefit, you just change the shirt, now you don't have to worry about it. Like when I lived by myself, I was probably the dirtiest motherfucker alive. And I didn't have to give a fuck because I was only trying to impress myself. Like, you can just go to your girl's house when you're single. You can go over there and fuck her. And, you don't have to bring her to your house. And not that that matters in general. I mean, like I'm saying, there's pros and cons to it all. And, con is like right now when you're bored, you have nobody to talk to, and you look over, and the only thing you can say is, "What's up, dog?" And your dog's over there laying on the floor asleep. Kind of what your woman would probably be doing anyways when you're trying to say one or two things to her. But, no, it was nice to have some freedom. Nice to eat that sandwich and not have to show off for anybody. Not that I ever gave a fuck about showing off for anybody ever in my life, except for certain times. But there's nice things that you can get to do. Like taking the dog for the walk is not one of them when you're bored as fuck. But now I can watch SportsCenter 24/7 and not give a fuck. So it's nice. Now I will talk a little bit about some sport. Like Matt Adams getting traded. Is that really a big deal to people? Like, I really don't understand what the big deal about it is trading your backup first baseman that you wanted to be your backup left fielder, but you were scared to put him in left field. And you weren't going to use him anyways. There was no point in to keep him on the roster if you weren't going to use him for anything. You need the backup in the outfield. Tommy Pham's a much better fielder. His stats are much better than Adams because he got more playing time. But is that really a big deal? And you trade him for a prospect. It's some guy that's 18, 19 years old. Now he's a first and third baseman, which makes no sense. In the long run, you probably want to get a shortstop and a second baseman. I don't think Wong's your guy. I think Diaz would make more sense at third because it's hard for him to move to his right side. But I mean, people are, I seen something earlier where they're saying big city, you always be a St. Louis Cardinal. He was here for 5 years, and 90% of the time he did nothing. He had 2 home runs. One in the series we lost, and then beat Clayton Kershaw. There's not a big deal about that, but I'll probably talk a little bit about that more on the More Sports show, which should be tomorrow. But I keep not wanting to talk about the Blues on here because there's really nothing to talk about. Now I'm going to bring up this story just because I would love to be a season ticket holder. Would love it. Would go as much as I could. Then when I get there. But at the end of the season every year, they let the season ticket holders and I guess their kids or whatever go and paint the ice. Now, as a grown-ass man, am I going to go out in the Scott Trade Center and go write notes to other grown-ass men saying thank you for your season? Like, that just doesn't sound straight to me. Like, it seems kind of fishy that another grown-ass man, and I'm not saying that all season tickets holders are men. I'm not saying that. It's probably 95% or higher. Unless you're a business owner and you're a woman, go you. Don't know how many of them there are either. But I just think it's kind of... I think you need to check something in your mental there. If you're one grown-ass man and you're going out on the ice and riding on the ice in paint or with markers, whatever the hell they do, I don't know what they use. I'm going to guess paint. And say thank you, Colton Parayko, or thank you, Tarasenko, for losing in the playoffs, number one. I don't know how you're... Thank you for the season that you gave us. It was so exciting. No, it really wasn't that great of a season in the first place. But I think there has to be something there. Where you're going out there and telling another grown-ass man, as a grown man, to even make the trip is fishy to me. Like if, you're one of the lucky ones, or unlucky ones, that have a girlfriend, like, could you, like, go in there and walk into your girlfriend and say, hey, I'm going to go paint the ice to tell the Blues players Thank you. I mean, hopefully your chick is like smart to look at you and say, "What the fuck did you just say?" Like it just fathers me out, and this happens every year. And I don't know what other teams do it because I don't go around following. I don't follow any sport as much as I follow the home teams. But you don't see it. I don't think the Cardinals at the end of the season they have like galas where you go out there in the winter warm up and all that and blah blah where you go out there and get. But I don't think they go out there and paint Busch Stadium. The Cardinals, I don't know what they do in the winter. To be honest with you, I guess they go out, and I guess that's when they get most of their concerts in. I don't know when Metallica's there this year, so Cardinals, are at least a little manly about it. Put 95-year-old Metallica out there on stage. But can you justify that? Like, if you went to your boss and said, "Hey, I need to take a day off so I can go paint the ice," to tell to tell Paul Stastny and Robbie Fabry and Jake Allen, "Thank you for the great season you put on." I just don't. I don't know. This fishy to me. And I'm not trying to use a pun there and make ice, water, fish, haha. But it doesn't quite make that much sense to me that that could be a thing. Like it's kind of like this thing. It's like the people that do that are the people that are gonna wear these rompers, which is somewhat of a big thing. Which I've seen the funniest shit about it on Twitter and Facebook. One of the Cardinals guys that goes on the network said tonight that was one of them games that makes a normal person want to go wear rompers, which is hilarious. Which is funny. That's just funny things to me. Like if I see a grown man in a romper, I'm gonna think that's fishy. If I see somebody painting on the ice, I'm gonna think that's fishy. Now, if you don't have a girlfriend like me and you have nothing better to do with your life, then maybe I go and do it. But I don't know. It's just I just don't understand it sometimes. It's just that's just things I don't understand, and maybe I'm not a big enough sports fan. I'm a St. Louis guy. I got my $3.99 Walgreens hat on, which I think these hats cost more without the St. Louis thing on it than they did with a St. Louis thing on it. Plus, it's from Walgreens. But just funny stuff to me. Now, I did hear something else, and I'm into this kind of stuff. I said this last show about the X-Files coming back and all that. But David Ortiz had a little theory today, and it was it's going to be in his book, which everybody seems like every time they write a book, they got to mix something in. But his theory was because so many Yankee players were coming out at the time, the steroid list. That's why his name was released. Maybe your theory on that should be you shouldn't have took steroids. Now they never defend that part. Now they defend the part where they get their name put out there and they shouldn't have, and all of the results are supposed to be steroids. But they won't defend the part out there that they took steroids. Like McGwire was the only one that, and I don't commend McGwire too much about using the steroids. Mad, Right Langford for Hall of Fame show, only show that it will ever claim that for now. But like at least he said, "Hey, I thought I would go with or without the steroids." Nobody ever defends why they used them. Like, at least he said injury. Like he just mad that his name got out there. Like there's a conspiracy theory that the New York Times got his name out there because the Yankees' names were out there. Nice try and all, but I just don't think that makes any sense to me. Like that's just the guy trying to make an excuse. Because if the names were going to be destroyed, like I said, you would have never known. Like you would have never known about Manny if that ever came out. I mean, you could have known if you're that kind of person that looks into them things. Like how many of us really cared that McGwire was in steroids in '98 until the hearings happened. But for your only defense to be is it? Well, the only reason you people know is because it was put out there because the Yankees guys were out there. That's just hilarious to me. This is some of the funniest stuff you see, and I just don't think there's any other defense to it. That you did it because you wanted to be a better baseball player, but don't defend it. Blame it on somebody else. Whether you get caught or not. Just blame it on somebody else because you can. And he's trying to sell books. He said the Bobby Valentine thing, and then Bobby Valentine. Well, it's kind of funny. He says that about me when he was up there hugging and smiling in my face every day. Great comeback for Bobby Valentine. I don't know what he would. Valentine. He's a general manager somewhere. I think for a minor league team. I don't know what he does anymore. But to sell your book and then blame, basically, the only reason people need their steroids is because the New York Times put it out there because all the Yankees guys' names were coming out. Makes no sense. And that's just an excuse. Come up with a better excuse. Tell us why you did the steroids first before you come up that nobody would have ever known that you did steroids if it wasn't because other people did steroids. Other people's names are coming out. And I don't remember exactly when I think they took the test in 2003 and it came out in like 07 or 08, 09, something like that. But who else has said that? Like, has Manny Ramirez said that? Has any of the Yankees said that? No, of course. The guy selling the book and David Ortiz said that. Hilariousness. Excuse. Better excuse. Come up with one. And this is just one of them guys. He's trying to make more money off a book, and he's out there doing commercials. He's got his bag, so why not? And yeah, I don't know. It's just funny to me. Just funny to see that, like, that it's never about them doing it. It's always about how they got caught, which is great. I wish I lived my life that way. I honestly did. I honestly wish, like, I could just go out there and say, well, I got caught doing this because someone said my name. Whether I took a steroids test or they seen it on camera or whatever. Or I got caught drunk driving because that lady down the road snitched on me. Well, what about the part where I got drunk first? Who knows? But anyways, great timing. Just good timing. Good timing when you're putting out a book, huh? Now, one of the lead things on Twitter tonight, first last night was A-Rod. I don't know, he did a game for, I guess, FS1 with somebody. And then tonight he was with Joe Buck. Now, it's pretty funny, but I don't know if he was going to make it a talking point, but A-Rod putting on his things, kind of like what I had to start the show, the pros and cons of having a girlfriend. He put the pros and cons of having a kid with J-Lo. And, like, one of them was pull out or wear a condom, blah, blah, blah. But offensive vasectomies, you don't have kids no more. Now, I don't see a con in who's got more money in that situation. I don't see a con of having a kid with J-Lo if you're Alex Rodriguez. Like, number one, she's bad as hell. And then she runs through guys. Like it's not a thing. So in the long run, she has more money than you. Wouldn't you think you would benefit off that? Like, I don't know if I'm pulling out of J-Lo anyways. Like, to me, that's $1 million nut. Like, for a poor person. Like, A-Rod made all kinds of money, but who has more money? Like, she's on a network TV show now. Does you think she still puts out albums? I mean, he's not balling. He's a reporter for Fox, but that seemed to be a big story that, and the funny thing is, Fox tweeted that out of his notes. It said that, and people caught it, and Fox deleted the tweet, and blah, 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 and did all this and that, and tried to delete the tweet, and couldn't get away with it. But what is the hatred with Joe Buck? Like, everybody thinks that Joe hates their team, and then some people just don't like him, just don't like him. And I don't try to talk much media crap on this show. It's a lot of fun to read in the newspaper and all that. We have a media columnist in St. Louis. Actually, really two of them. Like the one guy claims to be a health and lifestyle thing, and he's always writing about what happens at the news stations. But I don't understand the beef with Joe Buck. Like, just for calling a base, like tonight, you seen a little bit of it because the Cardinals got rained out for a little while. But they act like they hate his team so much. And then everybody thinks he's a horrible announcer, and then throws these funny ass pictures of him on Facebook, and which are funny when you catch a person making a stupid face, but the hatred for him is just ridiculous. I don't get it. I really don't. Like, it's probably because he's a millionaire, and a lot of people think he has his job because of his dad, which might be true. I wouldn't doubt if he got the Cardinals job because of his dad in the long run. And then he moved from the Cardinals to the NFL and blah, blah, blah. But I just don't understand. Like, it's like every time he announces, like, that's all people want to talk about. Is, oh, he said this and he said that. Well, I mean, obviously you can't do no better. Which is that's not the point here. Because I run a podcast that gets like 5 views on YouTube, so who am I to say? But what does he really say? Like, that's so bad. Like, what does he really say against anything that's so bad? Like, he wouldn't be the top guy for the top sports network if he was really that shitty. And like, people say he says things like just to spite people. I've never heard him say anything to spite anybody. Like, it mostly comes from like the loser cities like Philadelphia and New York who can't handle anything. I think San Francisco's on it too. But it's like a big thing. It just blows up every time. Like, and I don't even know. And I guess it blows up because it is New York and all that. It just makes no sense to me. And I don't know, maybe there's better guys that people like it, but I think it would be with anybody that was out there that did every single game that's meaningful. So with the English language, always a good thing when you're trying to host a podcast. Which I've had a lot of trouble with the English language on this show. Reading has been my fault on this show lately. But he doesn't seem to have a problem with that. It's crazy to think about that. Like, people can hate somebody so much, and it's like it actually trends on Twitter and Facebook. And I don't look at that stuff to look up Joe Buck tweets. I look at that stuff really to get random shit for this show. And we're doing it a lot more lately. We're doing 2-3 shows a week, and then I just see it, and it's funny that it's funny to look this stuff up and then see the A-Rod thing, and then see I could talk about this David Ortiz thing with his book, and then the A-Rod thing with J-Lo. I think I might have to go back to that. I'm not gonna hate on Joe Buck though, but yeah, I mean, J-Lo. Like, she been ran through so much though that like it might be a bad thing to want to be with J-Lo. Like, she's had Affleck and Mark Anthony and who knows who else. Now she's on A-Rod. I don't know if A-Rod's really wrecking that up. He took probably enough steroids to where I don't know if he's tearing that up. Might be the prestige there with A-Rod. But I wouldn't care either way, It's like I've said it on this show plenty of times. Like, Raw is like really getting me, and I hope they do it again this week with these Sasha Banks and Alicia Fox matches. They did it again this week. I've said that I'll fuck anything in the world as long as I could turn it over. But them girls, like, I would impregnate on purpose. Like, I would almost go get my vasectomy reversed to impregnate these girls just to have them around every day. But I'm kind of a spiteful person though in that sense. Like, I'm that guy that breaks up with a chick and gets on Facebook and goes and friends all my ex-girlfriends, and then gets mad when I see all my friends, all of a sudden, friend of my chick. Then I'm yelling at my friends and threatening them. And then I'm trying to hit up all my ex chicks to see, if they'll say anything good about me, and then unfollow them when I see that they put themselves in relationships or are getting married, which I don't have a problem with married chicks. That's been my bailiwick lately, which is, I won't front out names. Not since I've been in the great land of DeSoto, which is killing me. And then I might have to break my rule on getting married with Sasha Banks and Alicia Fox. I don't know about J Lo because what she's about, but Sasha Banks and Alicia Fox, like they're gonna Raw's the only way the Raw's gonna get me to watch, I can stay on there, is if they like put on Twitter that match is like happening and then like put it towards the end of the show, and then I'm gonna watch the whole 3 hours just to see when that match comes on, and then hopefully some wardrobe malfunctions happen on live TV, which I don't know I don't know how they would stop that, like if it came on, like is there a delay on live stuff anymore, like live PD is a show based, it's cops except more live. And like they seem to be able to stop the cuss words and stuff. So I'm guessing that somewhere there's a delay. Like, will there be a delay on Raw if a wardrobe malfunction happen? I'm begging for it almost every week. Like almost in every match, unless it's a Nia Jax match, and then I'm not gonna be too into it. Please like put Nia Jax and Tamika Snuka on main event or something. They can be on the roster. Say they're on the SmackDown, but put them on main event, so I don't have to worry about that match having a wardrobe malfunction. Throw me out there. I'm not that big of a Bliss fan. I can't remember her name. Bayley's all right. Charlotte's all right. She looks a little too much like her daddy to me sometimes. But they should have the Alicia Fox and Sasha. Alicia Fox and Sasha should be on every show. They should be on Next. They should be on the UK show. I don't know what other shows they have, but 205. I think Alicia's on 205 with some dude. I don't watch the WWE Network, so I don't know if she's on. She came out with some dude last week who I don't know who he is, but I mean every show. And I'll find it on YouTube, and I'll watch the whole thing, and then I can have fantasy time. I can become best friends with my left hand again. But it's I don't know, man. The J-Lo thing kind of trips me out, and just like I mean, I don't want to be the guy to say that though. I don't want to be the guy that I'm pressing. I kind of want to wake up to Sasha Banks and Alicia. I might want to wake up to J-Lo every day, whether she's been ran through enough. Like that's when you delete your Facebook. Is when you get a chick like that, the chick that looks like that, and one that has a little bit of money. Like if I find a fat chick with money, I'm gonna keep my Facebook around just in case. Because Facebook's became like my Farmers Only or Christian Mingle or something like that. I mean, Facebook's kind of like my dating site, and usually when you could go and you basically pick out, like, I have friends that will follow any girl on Facebook, which is nice for me. Because then I, see the hot ones, I can just follow them. But it's good times. Watching that Raw show. Just on that match, right? The other matches, I don't want to talk a bunch of wrestling on here. I don't talk a bunch of wrestling on here. So, I don't know, man. Like, that'd be something that I really had to think hard. Now, these playoffs are going on. It's kind of a bore for the NBA to watch. I think the NBA is a bore anyways. I'm a bigger college basketball fan than I am an NBA fan, anyways. I know it sounds weird, even though that college basketball is kind of moving to the NBA now, really, because you're getting guys like Tatum. Mizzou's gonna have it this year with Porter, where you're getting the one and dones that really just take over the game. I mean, Duke gets like 3 or 4 of them, so their games are a little funner to watch. Mizzou's gonna have a few this year, so you might not just see Michael Porter take over every game. But this, I mean, for the dominance that, I mean, the Warriors still won tonight by 15 points, and it was actually the best game of the playoffs, and for the final, for the conference finals for either team. And but the good parts about having the NBA finals are NBA memes, because it's kind of funny to look at some of these. Like they had one earlier with LaMarcus Aldridge, and they got just some guy throwing up the peace sign and said this is what LaMarcus Aldridge did during the thing. And then if you've seen the clip where LeBron's getting hugged by Isaiah Thomas, who's out for the playoffs, which Celtics are done. But they have him holding on to a plane in the sky, holding onto the wing, trying to stop the plane from Boston from going to Cleveland. I mean, that's really the fun of the playoffs for me, is just watching the NBA memes. And there's, them MLB memes is pretty funny. The NHL one's pretty funny, but like they get a little serious sometimes. I don't know. MLB memes don't do it, or MLB memes is pretty good with the Bartolo clone stuff. But they threw something earlier on there today where they said something about who would you pick? Like they give you months, and they said, what month is yours for the best pitcher? Which mine was good. I'm like 2 out of 3 on them. On the ones they threw up, one was who would you want to close your game? I think I had Francisco Rodriguez, which if you don't know who that is, K-Rod. But they had mine this month. Who would you want in Game 7 of the World Series? And it was Bob Gibson for the month of May. I'll take that. But the NBA is never serious, and it's just hilarious. And I'm looking at the LaMarcus Aldridge one right now. The one with Isaiah Thomas holding that flight is hilarious. And which now he's out of the playoffs, I guess I can't make fun of him anymore. But that kind of makes, that's really the only reason you even watch these things. They have one with Aldridge and Ginobili, and saying Ginobili's playing. I'm almost 40 and I'm playing with more heart than you. I mean, some of this stuff's just hilarious. And it's really the only reason that it's even fun for the playoffs right now, because there's no, it's not even a fight. Like, it's basically wait for the finals and see who's going to play better offense. Either the Cavaliers won by 50 the other night. Golden State's scoring 130 a game. So it's not even fun to watch to me anymore. And I'm not, like I said, I don't watch much NBA anyways. So it's not like I really care. Like, it's actually gonna be fun to actually sit down and watch Mizzou this year with the players they got. And then I'll see, which saying basically trying to separate the sports between college basketball and college and NBA is kind of apples and oranges, because it's the same effing fucking sport. It's kind of like the people that it's not a big difference as the people who say, "Oh, I watch college football over the NFL," which that's exactly the same effing thing. Exactly. I mean, there's no difference. 4 downs and touchdown. I mean, it's all the same. The overtime rule is basically the same now. At least the basketball's a little different. You actually see more team play, I guess I'll call it. I mean, but you do got guys like Westbrook's fun to watch, Harden's fun to watch, LeBron's, people that hate on LeBron are stupid. People that say he's better than Jordan is fucking it. I mean, it's people staying in their generation. And everybody always says, well, the only thing you can say better about Jordan, you got 6 titles. No, he was a better basketball player than LeBron. He was better. That's what it's down to. You don't win 6 championships in a row because you suck at basketball. You do it because you're better. I guarantee, I bet you Tim Tebow's better at baseball than LeBron James is. And Michael went out there and played at Double-A for a whole season, and didn't play that bad. He did that because he got stuck in a gambling ring. That's the story that nobody talks about. When Michael going to play basketball, he could claim it's for his dad, but he got caught gambling, and they didn't want to suspend Michael Jordan. So Michael Jordan said, "Well, don't suspend me. I'll retire and go play baseball for a year, and then I'll come back wearing a 4-5 and dominate for however many more years and taking that on." But LeBron it's and I don't know if it's a different sport, or I hear that's the greatest thing I hear is, well, this day and age, I would have, people always say that, like Oscar Robertson said, well, I would have been the greatest basketball player in the world. If Reggie Miller said it the other day on Pardon the Interruption, said, well, I would have been the leading scorer if I played with these rules. I don't know about Reggie Miller being the leading scorer in the league with the rules the way they are now. I mean, it's a little more pussy. I'll give him that. But so it's just about everything else. I mean, I don't, like, even with the LeBron thing this year, was there ever really a year where you could say that Michael Jordan wasn't going to be in the MVP race? Like, LeBron's not even in it this year. And, he saved himself for basically what he's doing now, dominating the finals, which is what he's doing, and you can't really say nothing about that. Well, and we'll get off the basketball topic. It's not, I have a lot of people talk about it. Another topic is it's a boxing match where Dana again. And it's like some story comes out with this every day. And I don't know if Dana's like trying to stay in the news because UFC is declining or what's going on there. But again, he's back in there talking about all he needs to do is talk to Mayweather's camp, and he needs to talk, and that's the last hurdle that he has to get this fight going. I honestly just think that he's trying to stay in the news. I don't know why he would need to. It's just, and I'm a big Dana White fan either way. So, but I think he's like, it seems like that maybe because his sport's falling down that he's trying to find a way to keep his name. People still talking about his name, which is understandable. Hey, I mean, make your money, but I don't need to hear the same thing every day. The other day he said the Conor deal was almost done. Then it's the Conor deal is done, and then blah 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 blah. I just want the fight to happen. Number one, because I'm not gonna be one of these people that pay $150 for it on pay-per-view. They can block it all they want. They can try to block it. You can find this stuff. I mean, I set a site last week, which maybe I shouldn't be fronting out sites for. I don't know how that works. Like, it's like, do they hear a site on the internet? Cause like they look up like somewhere in this podcast and say, well, he said that site. That's we'll check that site out and block it. I don't know if they can do that, but I just don't think that I'm not paying $150 freaking dollars to watch a boxing basically one fight, because it's not going to be worth it. You're basically going to have to get like every famous boxer in that match, like the new cat that beat Klitschko, and find me another heavyweight that's got a name. You need to get the De La Hoya kid in there, De La Hoya's nephew, whatever, in there. Hell, so fucking another UFC fighter in there to box somebody. I don't care. You're gonna have to like give me something else but one fight. And I said that same thing the other day with that shit they did on Fox, which UFC's changed since then. That actually started the 5-round rule for main events. But I don't need to hear. I don't need an update every day on what the hell is doing. Get it done, and then you can give me some fucking updates. Now I'm cussing a lot. Which, who cares? I know it's actually, it's the way to get on ESPN every day and you keep it up there. But I don't need it every day. Give me something else. Give me something else, Dana. That's basically what I'm on with Dana White right now. Now as I'm moving down the list, I keep bringing back the girlfriend thing. Hookers, looker, and baby mamas. That's going to be the name of the show, sooner or later. Whenever I figure out what to change the goddamn network. I seen a judge earlier, and I was saying this about the Facebook thing, but he actually paid a cop. He was a judge, and he was trying to pay a cop to retrieve his ex-girlfriend's tweets. Now, I understand that I don't know how a judge couldn't get to that. Like, if you're a judge, can you just subpoena yourself? I guess you have to hide it or something. But can you just subpoena and figure out a way? Like, can you go back there and hide it from the cops, see what you're doing? And it just doesn't. This stuff gets in the news. I might have some more about it on Weird News with some cops doing some funny stuff tomorrow. It's just funny how these people get caught doing these things. Like, I don't know if I could get caught doing the stupid shit I do. Like, where would it go? Like, I do enough stupid shit that I don't get caught with, much less get caught with the stupid shit that I don't want to get caught with. Like, there's stuff that you want to do that you want to get caught, that you don't care if you get caught, but it happens. But there's stuff that you will do that you don't want to get caught, and I'm on that level. And one of them's stalking, which isn't that. I mean, that's probably a felony there somewhere, and a judge get away with it. He's charged with. I don't know what he's charged with. Who knows? It always seems like they get charged with less than what everybody else is, loitering or something like that. But just funny how this stuff rolls. It's just hilarious, really. Now, I was watching Saturday Night Live a little while ago, and this new little haircut all these girls got. Katy Perry's like in a new commercial with one, like looking like a girl, like literally. I don't know where they think this is hot at or what's woman power. More power to you, but I don't get it. And then I was watching this chick that was on Saturday Night Live, and like she had some little kid dancing, and like she just throws the mic down. He puts out his fist, like either I don't know what he's representing there. He just throws his fist right out, straight on, which either could be a Heil Hitler or some kind of power thing. But she just like drops the mic down and just sits. And I don't know if they have a crowd on Saturday Night Live no anymore or where she was. But if they didn't have a crowd there, she didn't get no effing reaction. Like, I don't know if people were scared of the bitch because of the haircut she has, or the performance was weird, which it was weird as shit. And I had the volume down on it, so I don't even know what the song was. And look it up. But it's weird shit. And Saturday Night Live has gotten so freaking political, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, and really all the news things have Stephen Colbert is getting famous again because of Trump getting thing. Correct, the NBA memes they had that were Isaiah's hugging LeBron, but they changed LeBron's face to Trump and Hillary's face on Isaiah, which is hilarious. Look up NBA meme. You'll see the funny stuff I'm talking about. But why is everything getting so political now? Like, SNL has always had fun with it. But, I mean, even the people in music, the people in the actors, I mean, the podcast people, and they all, of course, hate Trump, which, more power to you. If you hate Trump, you're either trying to cater because your woman's mad, or you're a straight up bitch in the long run. Because they have excuses, but they don't explain them. But they say, oh, well, he said all this. It's been 100-something days. What do they get elected in February? So March, April, May, not even June yet. I guess you can say from October it's been like 100, or November it's been 150. They said, oh, he said he's going to create jobs. Well, you're not giving them time. Oh, his healthcare plan. Well, the healthcare plan isn't in. Like, they don't even have excuses to why they hate him. They just make them up. Like, well, he said this, and he said this, and he did this. And you don't have a good enough excuse. I can understand some of the women things going after him. You ain't got to make it an everyday thing. It's like what I'm talking about with Dana. Making the thing, it's an everyday thing. It's not an everyday thing that you need to say how horrible the fucking guy is. Like, some of the shit he says is funny. Some of the shit he says makes no effing sense, which is funny to me. I mean, I guess you guys miss boring ass Obama. But, you know, I have fun spicing the shit up every now and then. I try to spice this up a little bit by doing whatever that is the hell I'm doing right now. But you give me an excuse. Give me something. Tell me why. Like, you don't. It doesn't make. You don't do this every day. You didn't. It doesn't make any. I mean, I can't even talk about it. It doesn't make quite any sense to me. Like, every week, these people. Like, I can listen to some of these podcasts. I listen to some of these podcasts of some of these comedians, and like, it's like every day, every week now that they want to talk about something, and it's just like it makes it just retarded that I have to hear the same. Oh, he did this and that, da 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 da. It, what did you? What have you done to make any sense? You go be a politician if you think that you're so much better. I just like it blows my mind to think that I have to hear the same crap every single second of every single day from the same people that have nothing to know what they're talking about and say the same crap. The same person that they heard last week say, and oh, I agree with him because of this, and I agree with them because of that. What do you? It's been 100 fucking days. You tell me what you've done in the last 100 days that made a difference in anybody's life. Because your funny joke or your podcast ain't, it gave me something to do for an hour. That's not making a big old difference on me. I promise you. This doesn't make a big old difference. Me doing this for an hour doesn't make a big difference on my life. You know, when I get off here in 15 minutes, I have nothing else to fucking do. I could do this all day, I guess. And I could sit here and talk about Trump, I guess. I don't know. It's just not a thing to me. And I don't know why people make it a thing. Like, they had, like, I can, like, if you want to make it a thing, do a whole podcast about it. Say that's what it's going to be about for 1 week. And then that next week, get over it. Because it's annoying. And maybe that's just my opinion. I don't know what anybody else's opinion is. But I mean, following some of these people on Twitter. Like, and I was talking about the other day where, like, Twitter's uninteresting, Facebook's uninteresting. 90% of it is why. And I've unfollowed people, I've blocked people, and I try to block people because hopefully, we know the chicks. Don't block none of them. But to give me this, this, when you're telling me the same thing I've already heard, it doesn't quite make any sense. Because if I've heard it, that means you've heard it. Which means 90% of what you say is from somebody else. So give me something new. And I just want there to be, give me something that, like, gives me a difference of some kind of power. Like, some kind of, something that makes me change my mind. Because you're not doing it with the same stuff that everybody else has. And it's so freaking annoying, and I just don't understand it. It's really like irritating almost. I mean, I'm irritated. I just spent 10 minutes on it talking about it. You know, I'd rather sit here and talk about why I don't have a girlfriend for 10 minutes, which irritates me. But I'm not. So don't, okay, we'll change it back to like some sports stuff. Now, did you? I don't like this whole unwritten rules thing in baseball. In any sport, I don't know what involves the unwritten rules. And I kind of like watching that Boston thing with the Orioles. I kind of like this new Dodgers and Marlins thing with Mattingly being the manager and them going out and fighting. But he's out there pitching about unwritten rules. He went out there and hit Stan the other night, which is awesome stuff. Like, if you go out there and like you think someone's showing you up, hit their best player. Do that. That's cool stuff. I don't know how many outs they're running or anything. I should have gotten into this more. It happened with Giants and the Dodgers the other day too. The Giants and Dodgers got into it. Clayton Kershaw just walks right through the scrum, like go straight to the mound. Don't even get in the middle of the argument, whichever it was. At least there was something done in that Marlins thing. It looked like they were actually mad at each other. The Dodgers and the Dodgers and the Marlins. And there's a little bit of beef there with Mattingly, former coach of the Dodgers. Like that's kind of stuff I like seeing. I like if something was like interesting in sports, like make the stuff more interesting. Like if you got someone fucking written rules and someone breaks them, make it interesting. Don't tell me about it. Go out there and fight about it. That's awesome stuff. Like they go out there and hit Stanton though. Like you kind of feel for Stanton like getting mad about it being hit in the face a few years ago. Like you've seen all these players that had a little mask thing going across their face now on their helmets. That's because all these players getting in the face and Stanton, that doesn't come out. Stanton isn't out because that happened to him. It's not like you see Diaz wearing it, and you've seen Chris Iannetta got hit the other day and had like chipped teeth and everything. Someone else got hit in the face recently. Now, do something about this kind of stuff. I kind of like. It makes me. I like Mattingly in general, but it's kind of nice to see. And well, I did until this. And then it was kind of cool, I like Dave Roberts now, of the manager of the Dodgers now. Go out there and hit their best player. Fuck your unwritten rules. All right, well, you want to hit our guy? We're gonna go hit your best player. Well, he likes it or not. Yeah, the bad thing about the Dodgers pitcher, he kind of backed up, but he had a backup there at the catcher. I don't know who the Dodgers catcher is. Like he wasn't backing up. Not a pitcher. He ran like a bitch. I mean, Stan's a big old boy, but I mean, if you're in that situation, I don't know if he was scared because Stan was going to out there in the bat. Like the child said he should like you can't, if you did that you'd be out for a year, and the pitcher hit you, you'd be out for 2 weeks. Don't run on national TV, bud. And nobody fronted him out on it, which because everybody's scared of fucking Stanton, which I would be too. Big boys. Like Matt Adams is a big boy. Like if you hit Matt Adams and he started coming at you, I don't know. Maybe he's not fast enough. Like Stanton's actually like probably got some speed. So I mean, I could be scared of that. But hey, fuck the unwritten rule. Do what you have. He's mad because somebody swung at a 3-0 pitch, so he's gonna go out there and hit a guy. Or you've seen it when Ricky Henderson was trying to get the runs record when he was in San Diego, and he stole a base in a 7-0 game, and the manager went after him. Ah, fuck that shit. Stop him. How about that? So hey, you're mad you hit my player because of some unwritten rule. I'm gonna go out there stand. I hope that don't happen to the Cardinals. I don't know who you go after. Do you go after Carpenter? I think you go after Molina if you're going after the Cardinals. Which I don't really care if our 30-something-year-old catcher gets hurt. I mean, Fryer's not a bad player. And Yachty's a big boy. Yachty can protect himself, so he's got a lot of fat there, Not if you hit Fryer. I don't know if Fryer's really going after you. Molina has a chance to go after you. And plus, he just got that new contract with 50 guaranteed contracts in MLB. Yeah, I don't think he'd mind going after you. Yeah, Carson Kelly too, down in the minor shit. Go ahead, hit Molina. Why not? Fuck. Bring some, make a difference. That's what I'm saying. If you like, if Manly's so worried about hitting off 3-0 count in a 5-0 game, well, the problem is the 5-0 game because your team sucks. So get over it. And he's swinging at a pitch. If I see a pitch right now and I'm on 3-0, I'm swinging. That's me though, and that's just, and it was Corey Seager who did it. Young guy out there trying. Go do your thing. Go make some money, kid. I'm down for it. I'm glad it happened. Because then you get to see his stat, and you get to see, I don't know who Manley went right after one of his former teammates, and they were showing some stats about Manley that I think he only had one career hit on a 3-0 count or something like that. So, there's guys like that just piss me off. It just irritates me. It's like you think that like baseball is some like godly fucking sport, like, and then you have to be the judge. Fuck you, literally. Go judge you. I mean, if you think that you're some great effing guy, make your team better. Or Stanton's gonna get hit. Dave Roberts, if we had something for this show, Don Manley, you're the ass of the week. Dave Roberts, you're the lion of the week there. Jackass of the week, lion, get it? Ha. Unwritten rules. I hate that. I just don't understand that kind of stuff. I fucking hate it. Now I was actually, what I'm doing here is I'm trying to find a story I was going to talk about, and I don't see it no more, which is, it's always good. That's the great thing about technology is I can go through this stuff all day and not find, and that's why, I mean, I kind of been rambling here about random shit. Some judge, SNL going political, people bitching on Twitter and Facebook. And now which I did want to talk about the Stanton thing, which is just this unwritten rule. What's your unwritten rule on football? Do you not go for a touchdown when you're up 40-0 when you're on the 1 yard line in the third, middle of the third quarter? Guys, what's about it? I want to know these unwritten rules. It'd be kind of like, who makes the unwritten rules? Don fucking Manley, I guess. I'm a hitting Stanton. I don't give a fuck. and see, my brain works sometimes. Tony Stewart got pulled over by a cop today, and the cop put on his Twitter account, what do you think I pulled him over for? And some of the comments were just off the effing wall. I mean, I couldn't believe some of these. 90% of them said vehicular homicide. Like, the best ones though were like, actually, like, Tony Stewart got big. Like, I thought Tony Stewart was still doing the dirt races and stuff. I know he's a team owner and all that, but the boy got big. There's one that said he was doing 69 and 55. Haha. But someone said birthday cake. And that's just hilarious to me. And I don't know if the best idea for Tony Stewart is to be taking a picture with a cop in a car. Definitely after that whole thing that got him in trouble. But some people, comedy's hard sometimes, and some of the people on Twitter take it too far. But it was kind of funny to see that the cop even like, Tony Stewart actually thought that that's a smart idea to go put yourself on Twitter getting pulled over in a car. Definitely after all that, and after all that came out, him not getting in trouble for it. I don't hitting the kid after he wrecked him. The kid got out of the car. You don't remember the story? Look it up if you want to. But the birthday thing, the birthday cake. I mean, he's got a big old boy. And I guess being a team owner, I guess you do that now. But I don't know what else he does. But I thought he was getting out there and doing the dirt races and shit like that. So you think I figured, he'd still be in shape, but no. He's eating some birthday cake, and I mean, I just kind of like that stuff. I like when Twitter's funny. That's my whole thing. It's like, be funny about the shit. Don't send me the same. Don't tell me the same shit. Oh, vehicular manslaughter. Trump sucks. He can't create jobs in 100 days. Do. I think he did create some jobs somewhere. I don't know. I don't care. Be funny about this shit. Like, I try to be on the show. I'm not very funny. Or this would be people that actually watch this shit. You know. Some of the stuff's funny when I sit here and think about it. I'm changing my shirt because I'm a sloppy person. If I had a girl here, it might be a whole different thing, but I don't. So I got this great podcast for all of you. It's nice to come and sit here and do the podcast in a pair of gym shorts and a Berkshire shirt and my $3.99 Raw News hat. All right, that's going to do it for the sports blog. For Lori and Paul, RIP. For Jake, Maddie, Zach, and Joe, this is the sports blog live on gstlsn.wix.com, on ustream.tv/channel/RBozyJR, and only on the Greater STL Sports Network. Love you, Grandma.